If you did, then that's family business.
Welcome back, fam. This is 3 for 3, a daddy-daughter podcast where we talk about all things faith, family, and sports.
Hello, I'm Leonard, and thank you for joining us for today's episode. This episode is a special one.
Yeah, so today we're celebrating our mom, who's been there through everything with us. And since it's Mother's Day, we thought it would be special to bring her on the podcast. Welcome, Mommy.
Happy to be here. Nice to see you girls too, especially because I don't even get to see your faces too often. You look beautiful.
We're wanting to bring on, the heart of our family. She usually doesn't sit here with us on this podcast, but she's been a big part of our lives and a huge impact, to our family. So we kind of wanted to bring her on, and so you listeners could get to know a little bit more about her and what she's meant to us and our family. So yeah, welcome to the podcast, Mom.
Thanks, honey.
Okay, but before we get started, let's do our sports wrap up. We recently had we took a quick family trip to Boise to visit Dalen and watch her play. We really had a good time. We always have a good time at Boise, Idaho, because just the whole landscape, the community, and just the area is so nice. We got to experience weather. We had rain, we had snow, and then we had beautiful sunshine with cool cool weather. So yeah, we really enjoy it because we get to experience all the different types of weather when we visit there, and yeah, we had such a nice time visiting with her and just spending time with her, especially in this new place that she's in, and finding her place in the Boise community and the school and on her new soccer team. So yeah, and then she had a surprise too.
Yeah,
Yes.
we didn't tell her we were coming. We just
Surprise,
came
Dalen.
into her house.
Yeah, just say we surprised her.
And yeah,
It's like a weird intro.
and then we got to watch her play at her new school in person. So that was fun.
Dalen, how was it having your family up there at your new surroundings, meeting friends, your coaches? We got to meet everybody, even Lithia Ford, general manager. That was great. Business owners, everything. And we got to see an old friend, Kate Kaula Kaniho, right? So nice to be in a different place, but also see people from Hawaii doing their thing. He's a commercial real estate agent now after playing all his years at Boise as a starting slot back.
No, defensive back.
Defensive back for the Boise Broncos football team. So yeah, it was just nice to be in a different place and seeing how Dalen, I guess, conducts herself, how she's resilient enough to make a switch and make new friends, make new relationships, as we know it's not always easy, So it was really encouraging, I guess, to see you do that, right? How is it having us all up there in your space, in your grill?
It was fun. Very happy.
Really? Oh, it was nice. And you live in a single family home, don't you? Right.
Yes, I'm very lucky.
Very fortunate. Yeah.
Mhm.
You have your own room and your own bathroom? Yeah. Life is good. All right. What's next, guys?
No, yeah, so that was a fun trip. We got to meet her roommates and cook for them and just spread some aloha spirit, in Boise. And so yeah, it was a quick trip. We did a lot of stuff, but the main thing is that we got to spend time with Dana as a family up there and just kind of seeing her new home away from home. So yeah, that was great. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's start simple. For people listening who know you as mom or Dana or auntie or Nana or Mrs. Lau, how would you describe yourself in your own words?
Oh, you're talking to me now?
Talking to you.
Oh, you have to face me
I'm
then.
talking
No,
to
I'm
you.
just joking. How would I describe myself?
Yeah.
That's how you want? That sounds pretty boring. But I would describe myself first as a wife, and a mother who loves her children dearly, all four of them in their own unique way, not one more than the other, though, I might add. Right. And now I'm also a grandmother. So that is my muse for sure. But you all had me captivated at one time, and I'm still captivated by how you are and what you've achieved in your life. And so I guess you would describe me as very content with where I am and where all my children are, but not without challenges.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes. Struggles, challenges, hard work, all of it. Love it though. Love it.
Explain to us like your what do you do now, and then as for work and what you did prior to your new job now, because that was a huge part of our family. What you did before.
Yes. So that was actually a special time in my life. I got to be a part of more families' lives, being, a resident advisor at Kamehameha Schools for the middle school girls dormitory. So I had new kids coming in from the outer islands and even the mainland to come and attend Kamehameha Schools. And so yeah, those kids and families are very special to me even today, and even we have even done business together. So these people are thriving. These kids are thriving, and then um, yeah, it's just really nice to be um, that was a very special time of my life. And I think it was special for even my family working and living with the people that I worked with. So those staff and people were also my family and family to my kids and took care of my kids. So and then moving to today, we've moved off campus later rather than sooner, but we're here in Aina and I am a real estate agent. And I love this as well. And I get to meet new families and be an integral part of their lives. And so, again, I'm blessed.
So as you can see, she wore a lot of hats throughout her life, Laura. But majority was as a residential advisor for almost 30 years. So that's where the Mrs. Lau comes from, because a lot of people still refer her to as Mrs. Lau. So which is funny because some of these students they're running to, they're like 30, yeah, but they're in their 30s and they still
Oh,
call
yeah.
you Mrs. Lau.
35. Mhm.
That's very the respect factor and just
Yeah.
how you impacted their lives is very, and a mother and now a grandmother and a real estate agent. So
Mhm.
I think only women can do that. They can do a bunch of stuff all at once. That's why they're special, and that's why moms are special, and that's why I want to celebrate them not only today but every day. Because they are the heart of everybody's family.
Okay, I want to hear from my girls. You guys are mute over there. Come on. Let's go. Wake up.
It's Mother's Day.
You guys look sad.
A question. Do you feel like becoming a mom changed who you are?
Yeah, oh, definitely for the better. Yeah. It's a privilege to be a mom. It's frightening, and you are definitely not the same. I hope not. You shouldn't be, because you're going to transition into somebody that cares for another human being way more than yourself. And so, and there's nothing more important or nothing you want to put before that. And so, yeah, it has. Absolutely.
Did you and Dad plan on having a baby when you had Zeke, or was it just a whoopsie?
Wow. You want to bring that
Ooh,
up?
that's a heavy question.
Like, did you
No,
want
we
to
did
have kids
not. We
young?
didn't, but we were dating. I'm glad that we did.
Eventually,
I'm glad that we did, but no, it wasn't planned. But we were together for over 5 years. Yeah, 8 years.
Like
Yeah, we were
married.
together for a while.
You were married already,
Like
right?
married for 5 years.
we were married when we had Zeke. Yeah,
Yeah, we were married when I gave birth to
when
Zeke.
Zeke was born.
Mhm.
Yes.
When did you get married?
But
21?
only for 1 year. Only for 1 year.
Oh, 24.
I think I was 25 when we got married.
And
I
I
was
was 24.
24.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yes.
Youngie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yes. Very
So
young, right?
we've been married for 32 years now.
Right.
Uh,
Because
uh,
Jordan, you are 23,
3.
21,
Dalen 21,
and Sarah, are you 27? Are you 28?
28.
I'm
20.
30.
Ooh,
I'm
Ooh,
30.
you're not 30.
30 for 30.
No,
Yeah.
no,
But
no.
speaking of marriage, we're always talking about, parenting. Yeah, or it really starts with the relationship between husband and wife. And Han, what do you think helped us stay grounded as a couple while raising our family?
Hun, do we have to make this so boring? It's
No,
not boring.
just no.
No,
People want to hear
I
like
just want
what
to have a more
because
normal conversation in a podcast so that people don't turn us off.
no, it's important. I mean, people want to.
Okay,
There's
what's the
couples out
question?
there,
Um,
I mean, having
well,
kids
don't look
and
at us. No,
yeah. I
I'm
mean,
just
that's
kidding.
why be real. What do you
What was the
think kind of
question?
helped us stay grounded as a couple while raising our family?
Oh, God Himself. Yeah,
Mhm.
we are only saved by the grace of God. Well, we had a difficult situation, right? We
Oh yeah.
lost parents very early on before all you kids came,
Mhm.
right? My dad before we even got married, and my mom
When
right before
Sarah was born, yeah,
the very month before Sarah was
was
born.
born, and then my dad passed when about 20 years ago. 20
Yeah,
years,
Jordan was
you know.
2 or so.
Yeah.
I
So
was 8.
so we kind of like, yeah, oh yeah, that's right.
What did she say?
She was around 8 years old. You know,
Yes.
Zeke was 10, I
Oh,
think.
wow, Sarah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's situational, right? And you make it work. And I think that's a good lead in to sports because we played sports. Sports helps you get comfortable in uncomfortable situations. And nothing is more uncomfortable than the real life stuff, of course. Sports is just, again, a lead in, right? It shouldn't be everything, but in a way, it can set you up for very difficult and uncomfortable situations. So when you get put in those uncomfortable situations, something in your mind, like your reticular activation system, if you've been in those situations before, it'll kind of click, right? Because maybe there's a situation on the field or there's something where you really wanted to attain this particular goal or the win or the whatever that it was. And here you are, even though your brain kind of activates this way, right? You have to be quick on your feet. You have to be poised in the moment and you're going to make a decision, a very quick one. And that's why practice comes into play. And then you do it and you experience success, right? Or else you'll just be backpedaling in fear, sometimes. And sports is a very, very good platform for a lot of things. And that can be one example, you know.
And for us, like raising you kids, like without you guys, without our parents, we have to be resilient. But like again, you don't make excuses, yeah. You present it with a situation, you deal with it the best you can, and I think mom and dad really worked together as far as because we needed each other, to raise you guys because we didn't have anybody else. So um, that was a that was a great experience. But like how mom said, sports really help because you become disciplined. You attack the problem that's right in front of you, and you do the best that you can.
Yeah.
And that's how it's. So it was it raising kids made it harder to focus on our relationship at times because I know it got difficult.
Difficult is an understatement. Yes. And the girls can attest to that, right? It gets hairy sometimes, and you don't even know if your marriage is going to last, or you don't even know if we're going to make it past a particular season in our relationship or in our lives, and it gets uncomfortable. There you go. You're in an uncomfortable situation and you're faced with a challenge and you have decisions to make, but at the end of the day, you look at each other and you say, can we do this? Can we do this differently or can we do this better? How can we reset? Oh, this one thing is so important to us, like you guys are so important to us. And it always went back to we need God's help, because we can't let that happen. We can't let them down, or this is not the direction that God would take us. And so we had to look in ourselves and look at what are the things we need to change in order for this to work, right? So there's a bit of humility that needs to happen. Same thing as a team concept, right? When you're on a team, right? Being able to look introspectively and see what can I do to help the team better if we have this particular goal, right? And just anything. I mean, not to make it less heavy, but I want to hear more from you guys. I'm not hearing you guys too much. I want you to share. What impact I'm going to throw you questions. What impact do you think I had on you? And I'm going to comment on what I think that impact is of you and
Let's go.
where I think.
Bring it. Let's go.
Man,
We get
this
time.
is like,
What
you
impact
guys
do you
okay?
had on us?
I mean, I remember
Is that the question?
Who's going to talk? What was what did you say?
What's the question, Mom?
I said, I want to hear from you. What impact did dad or myself? I guess it's Mother's
Mother's
Day.
Day, yeah.
You can
Yeah, we're not
comment
talking about
on, is
dad. We
there
talk about
anything,
them.
what impact did I have on you and any success that you've had or even a failure? What difficulties came your way and how did we work that out? Or what do you hope, what kind of support do you like to see from a mother figure, you know, for your life in general or sports or whatever?
You want to go first? You want me?
you can go first.
I think the biggest thing that I learned from you is selflessness. I didn't, obviously, I've realized it my whole life, but I didn't really realize it until later on, especially when I moved away, and how that's just affected our whole family and how it's so integrated in relationships. And I think that's the one thing I feel like all of us can attest to. That's something that you have embodied our whole life. And since we were talking about your job, you've had another job before you took the boarding program job, right? And I remember I had a conversation with you about that. That wasn't particularly the route that you would have chosen if you didn't have Zeke so early. But something I've always remembered was that you chose that job so you could be close to raising your kids. And I think that is clear selflessness. And that's just one act. But I feel like I've always remembered that and how important that was when you are having kids, is that you were so present in all of our lives, even though your job was so demanding as it was. I mean, we lived on campus, so we didn't even talk about that, but we lived on community schools for how many years? 25 years?
Almost 30.
I mean, my whole life until I went to college. And then I think that, I mean, just constantly being surrounded by, so many students needed you at the same time as your own family. So how you were able to juggle that, always putting your family first and just anyone in general, anyone before yourself. I feel like that's one thing that I've just always, and I really want to embody that as I keep growing, especially when I have my own family.
Beautiful. Wow. That means a lot. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah.
This is
I
really heavy.
wanted to add.
content.
Yeah.
Wait, what did he say? What did she say?
I'm sweating.
I'm sweating. No, this is such a serious podcast. Yeah. Well, actually, I did start a business and I also worked at the legislature and thought that those are some directions that I was going to head towards, but I couldn't do it. I tried to do it, but I was unable to do it on my own and be able to trust someone to care for my kids the way I wanted them cared for. So yeah, you're going to be faced with those decisions maybe sometimes in your life, unless you're better than us at planning. Planning is good because planning, you could probably do most of the things and do it well. Yeah, with planning. But thanks, Sarah. I appreciate that. Hugs.
I agree with Sarah. And I think you always led by and even when like some people might think it will go unnoticed, but I remember as a little kid always like just asking myself before I do something, like, oh, what would mom do? You know? And I think that's so important. Being in a mother role, it doesn't always need to be said.
Mm.
And I think I caught a lot of what mom did when I was little. And I also think you take on most of the hard roles and you have more of the tough conversations with us, like the one we had this week.
Every day.
And you don't know,
Um,
I actually talked to multiple. I don't know why, but you guys all, well, it happens on the same day for whatever reason. But yeah, that's gorgeous. That's such a privilege. I love that. I love that you
I,
come. Are you jealous? Yeah, I love it. I love it. And
are
Dad
you
tries to
jealous?
listen in. He's like, Lord, no, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I interrupted.
No, I think that was it. You just you challenge us, all of us,
In an
and
indirect
hold us
way.
accountable for things in an indirect. Hold us accountable for things that we didn't even know we needed to be accountable for.
She never
And you
says
don't make things
anything direct.
easy.
Think about it.
Yeah,
She goes around and then till we figure it out on our
yeah.
own.
And I think like Dad pushes us physically, and Mom just pushes us like in the mind.
Probably emotionally too, right?
Yeah, Mom, you definitely make us stronger and better women.
Aw. Aw, that's beautiful. I think you guys are very forgiving as well. Because I did, you know, really screw up a lot of times. But you guys seem to forget those times and remember the really, really good, special moments. And I appreciate that. I'm going to try not to cry. Hugs are like, it's so ultimate,
I
right?
can't imagine having a mom that doesn't give good hugs.
Any
See some
hug
other
from a
girls
mom is good.
giving their mom hugs, and I'm
The girthiness helps too, right? So, yeah, I know. Oh, you guys.
Okay, Day.
I think they covered everything.
Oy.
Yeah,
Anything else
I
different?
don't have anything else. No,
Okay.
I think
Ila
they hit
Mao?
it all. Yes.
oh, and I have one more thing. Oh wait, I forget. It was something on Mom used the word captivating. Okay, you have to come back to me because
Yeah, we can.
I'm reading the book Captivating that you gave me, Mom.
Oh,
And I
But
had
did
something to
Sarah
say,
give you
but
that? Okay. Yeah, that
you
is
gave it to me.
Well, it's my book.
okay.
It's
But
my book.
yeah, it was Sarah's book. And I'm reading all her notes.
Right.
Yeah.
But I
Oh,
forget. We can come back.
That's a good thing and bad thing about reading someone else's book that has notes
Yeah.
in
I
it.
don't know if
I know.
you should have got a new book.
But
No, I
she
like
can write,
it.
she can write notes on top of it. I know. Day, how have
Mhm.
I impacted your life? I want to hear from your own words.
I'll write it in a card, Mom.
You don't want to say it on the podcast? Okay.
okay, that's fine. Wanted to ask you, I mean, we kind of all grew up around athletics, you know, my
Mhm.
family, your family. It was a big part of our lives, but not sure what your perspective on our kids growing up in that environment at all. I mean, because I know at times I could be overboard at times, you know, with it. But what was your perspective?
First, I mean, yeah, that all happened, but I always knew that your participation in sports historically came from a deeply good intention, but also you had the best relationships with people, and you still do. Those who are on your team, and they are lifelong friends, right? And even when my kids run into your friends or the children of your friends, you have made an impact on them, so there's that. And then as a coach, you've been coaching upwards of 30 years, right after college. That's community to me, and it's community to my kids. The fact that we were able to give that to them and they were able to be competitive, I mean, that is more than heartwarming. Like my tears are coming down. How you've impacted the lives of so many young men, that captivates me. I hope you girls know what your dad is to the community of sports in Hawaii. Honestly, and I don't think there's even one person that he's coached would ever say that they didn't appreciate him. And in fact, that they adore him, And for this reason, I think, it's such a privilege to be this family of yours, So I cannot say anything else. before that. But Jordan, you have to cut out all.
But I totally get it because we always talk about balance. Yeah, you need balance. You cannot
Yeah.
be so
Yeah.
one way or the other. You need balance, and I think with us growing up in athletics, but also being involved in education. Me as a
Just
teacher, you as a counselor for 30
education
years.
is so
So
everything. Yeah.
it was a gift that I think we could give our kids. That balance. Because education is very important
But you
as
always
well.
talk about what you give your kids, but I think it's kind of it's just you don't mention enough about what you do for other kids because there's been so much time you put into other kids and essentially their families. You have given opportunities beyond Hawaii and it's changed their lives forever, financially and even emotionally, just getting through certain situations, right? That alone. But I think what I appreciated, even though you were really hard on the kids and I saw that it maybe was not healthy, right? And we fought about it. There was some really intense times in our home. The girls, it was that in itself was not healthy, but getting through that and knowing you made the decision, you made that conscious decision not to continue or to step back, and to like again, I mentioned before about a lot of times it's us who has to change.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I saw you do that. You did that, even though it was hard for you. That's something like we all are, right? We're more intense with our own children.
Yeah, I've definitely evolved over time.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I did everything right, and I learned from it and have changed. And a lot has been lessons that I've learned from you. Just those truths, coming out really helped me evolve as a husband, a father, a teacher, a coach, and just a person. And so yeah, but
Good.
just being able just to give our kids that balance of not only athletics but having an education base, get a degree, and also play of student athletes can actually, well, in the United States, actually do that. You know, go to college and play a Division I sport. So it's a big accomplishment.
Yeah.
But you needed that balance. You needed both the athletic part and the education part to make that happen.
Right.
But also a big part of our family is faith. Dad and mom and I both grew up in a Christian home, and something that was very important to us that shaped us as people. And I think that was a big part of
Yeah,
our
you
family.
had some catchy little statements there. Did you guys talk about faith, focus, and finish here on the podcast yet? The 3 Fs? No? Well, that's a great one. And so he thought about that, and you made up "Lows Never Last."
Yeah, especially with Sarah when she was growing up.
Well,
I made a point that she remembered that
You are never.
vows are never last.
so it's like, oh, yeah.
That
And
talk
then
about
Jordan, and then
unhealthy.
Dalen.
That's unhealthy. That was unhealthy mindset.
That was kind of scarring. I think that they'll never forget.
Yeah.
But
Scarring, it can depends on how it's delivered. It could be encouraging, right?
I think it was it kind of was like
Motivated, yeah.
imprinted in your head.
And well, honestly, tell us girls, like now when you look back on it, like you got through the so-called scarring or whatever, but now it's kind of like a little chip, it's something that is kind of a good story, that is part of your story now, that you can say, though that mindset is important, right? And then that was your dad's, little motivating words for you, right? Dalen, did it motivate you? Those statements?
Yeah, it did.
How?
Um, I don't know, just had to live up to it, I guess.
Did it make you give you more anxiety?
Yeah.
Right.
One, along the lines of faith, what role just a question for you. What role did it play in how we approach parenting, our faith?
Well, because we both grew up in Christian homes. I mean, hello, your dad is a minister, right? And then my family were strong in our own faith from my grandma on my mom's side and my dad, right? So we grew up with it and we knew where to go. And we knew the value of faith. And that was a non-negotiable, I guess. That was not gonna not happen. And in fact, why we decided, in the end to stay together is because out of everything, that was the braid that we knew we were going to make it. If we had that, there's nothing we couldn't disagree on when it came to biblical principles or our Christian values, right? That we had to stand on and we had to change in order to move forward, right? Or in order for our kids to live decently healthy lives or be able to, you know, take risks, get out there, go try new things, move away from home, all of those things. And I remember crying with each of you, and you were like, I'm not going to make it. You really actually think you're not going to make it, but you need someone to look you in the eye and say, yes, you are. And you grab onto that person until you believe it yourself. And you can hold on to someone else's belief until it becomes yours. And that's okay. And that's what we did. Each time I was weak, he was weak. And then we could encourage each other like that. Yeah. Because it took a lot getting you guys to practices and scratch. And how do we stay healthy? Is this healthy? Should we have a better lifestyle?
So definitely without our faith in God, like, we probably wouldn't have made it, just mom and I being, you know, um, grew up in Christian home. We always wanted to make it a priority to raise you all in a home that always put God first. When things got tough or challenging, that, you guys knew who to go to for help and just build that foundation into you guys' lives um and just be examples to you guys, in our faith. So when you guys get older and become adults, then you guys can choose your own path that you want to take. But just we want to make sure that we gave you that first. So
Mhm. Yeah. Faith has feet, so you have to go and go do and go serve. Because faith is dead unless you do something with it. And it doesn't matter where you're at, right? It's right around you. Needs, or even allowing people to serve you, right? And then developing those relationships, because relationships are everything. And that's how you start building community, and sports causes allows that to happen. It's just building community and serving one another. That's it. That's your purpose in life. And then help someone who cannot help themselves, and then be the shoulder that person needs until they can stand on their own.
and that's what we talk about in sports all the time. It's bigger than ourselves. We play for the person next to us, beside us. We're a part of a team. Yeah, it's all about others, before us. And I think that's what athletics and sports really teach you, and it's life too in general. When you go into the real world, it's all about that. So I see you guys all have value to provide in whatever work or job you guys choose, because you guys bring that mindset and experience from being athletes and stuff like that. So yeah, moving on. So if you go back, let's look at some reflection and perspective. If you go back to your younger self and give yourself advice as a new mom, what would you say to yourself? Especially this is for all the younger moms out there that may be listening. Always want advice that you could kind of give yourself back when you was a new mom.
I think having a mentor, spiritual mentor, somebody that's gonna come alongside you is one. And then be patient with people. right? Accept people right where they're at and be that person that is going to help them see how God created them, right? Because He's their creator. This is what we believe. But yeah, or and have fun. Have fun because and I can see that you guys are having a lot of fun. So that's good. And because we want to enjoy people. We want to enjoy people, right? I think if I would go back, I would want to have a little more fun. Yeah.
But it can be nerve
Have that
wracking
glass,
because
Mom.
you're still trying to learn how to be a mom because you don't go to school to be a mom. You just become a mom, and you gotta learn through experience, through trial, and through error. So it's hard to really be in a moment at the time because you're still trying to figure things out. Is that kind
Yeah.
of accurate?
Yeah, but then you have your family, right? So I watch my mom, you watch other moms around you in your immediate family. That's why staying close to your immediate family, watching how they do things, how they mother, what they've learned, is so important, so valuable. And then getting information from good sources about the best approach to being a good mother really, really helps, and imagining how you want to be a mom, and what kind of mom you want to be, who are those people you emulate. It doesn't have to just be me. I guarantee there's so many people that are doing it better. And I might be really good and honed in on one thing, but I think other things, just organization and, just encouraging you guys, planning, looking at your life 2, 5, 10 years from now. Where do you see yourself, right? Who do you want to be? How do you want to be remembered? All of that. So, yeah, I wish I had that diode a little more. I was just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. But sometimes that's what makes you spontaneous. That's why after you experience life, death, taxes, kids, marriage, uh, when you guys bring situations to me, does it seem like it's a big deal for me? I was like, this is solvable, right? So you've been in you've been in enough situations, you realize that it's solvable. And in fact, the more unsolvable it seems, fabulous. That means I can depend on God and see how He's going to work everything out, for good. Because in Romans 8, absolutely that's the promise that He will. It's not necessarily going to be how you imagine in your head, but it will. Yeah. So anyway,
That was Romans 8:28.
yeah.
All things work together for good to those who love God.
And are called according to His purpose.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what is last question before we get into our rapid fire and close. What are you most proud of when you look at your kids now? All four of them.
Oh, so much. Should we start with
No, you don't have to go in each one, just in general. What are you most proud of when you look at all
order?
your kids?
So we'll go from the bottom up. Yeah. We'll go from the bottom first. My day and just seeing her just blossom in the last couple years, especially, but just always being being the youngest has got to be the most challenging because but she's just got used to being in the background, and just being overwhelmed by everybody else's, movement and success and all of that. And just the fact that she put it together that maybe I can do that, or maybe at some point she thought, I don't know if I can, right? But and then to see her sisters really want that for her. I love it to see you guys want for each other. But I think just so shy, and I like her like being okay, not being the first one heard. I love that. And I love that her communication is mostly an active thing. It's in action, right? And that's kind of and so she puts it all out there on the field. I think if you met her and you didn't know what kind of athlete she was, you wouldn't think she could she should bring it the way she does. And she does. I think that's so attractive. But also how she's growing in Christ and how she's really grabbing hold of that is, yeah, I can't say enough about that. I love that. And so the next one, and I love these two and the relationship it's so funny. It's so fun. And I love how each other wants to see each other just as bad as the other. And that you guys have each other. It was so scary when I was pregnant with both of you because we were struggling already. And I thought, how is this going to happen? Now I can't see our family without you. I don't even know how. I'm so glad that we have you two. And I can imagine a day where your older siblings will need you more than you need them. And so Jordan has been I mean, she's been through quite a bit, but she's the one that wanted she's the one that wanted this, out of all of us, everybody was okay going to Kamamel, but she wanted to go to Punahou. She's a dreamer. I love that about her. She's probably the most creative, as far as just that talent of creativity. But I mean, both of these two young ones, the music, the everything, they kind of got it, the rhythm, all of that. They kind of got all of that. But then Jordan, and then it's coupled with hard work. And so I just love that. And then just her heart and how it's evolved with the Lord. So it's even intensified, just her heart, one for people, and then her heart to do a good job with things and to know and to plan and to have everything dialed to the point of so much anxiety, right? So that just helping to balance all of that, but it's such a good intention, right? So I love all of that. We can have such deep conversation. And then when we're in a room with other people, she impresses me with what she says. And actually it's the same thing for all of you. Jalen has done the same. When I'm in a room and what she shares, I like to shut up more now. I hope I do, just so I can hear your heart and hear you share and have other people hear what you have to say, because you have a voice, and just finding your voice is just such a pleasure of being around and watching you do that. So there's 100, I could go on and on, but I'm going to go to our beautiful matriarch of our threesome here, the threesome.
First of all,
Man, I
I
mean,
already need those two. The day has come.
what did you say?
That's
Yeah,
already
right?
come.
Right. Right. They're just so special to you.
The problem.
You're
You're
not left out.
not left out.
Absolutely not. Never.
Right here.
Yeah. But
The leader.
well, I think you have this, being the first, and you just talk about capture, right? My first daughter, and then being for one thing, physically beautiful as you are, with everything, just this little long, elongated everything,
Did you hear that, Joe?
it's beautiful,
He's
Tell
I
him
nodding.
come back out.
yeah.
Tell him come back out.
Yeah. And then so smart, and just have learned to have these beautiful relationships with people. It's just a song of my heart, that all of you are doing this, because I look at how you guys relate to people, and it's just beautiful. So Sarah, her family is the most important thing to her. Like the fact that the first one feels this way, like the protector, the person who brings everybody together, the person who is, has that perspective of, hey, I don't think that's good, or wanting to, protect the other. If, someone gets hurt, you're the first one there, opening your house, allowing your sister to LA, you know, and connecting her with all these opportunities. I mean, that's what you want from an older sister. I mean, you're everything. I would want to be your younger sister, but just as a daughter, and I can come to you too and talk to you about anything.
Mm.
I love you. Yeah. I love you all, and then there's your brother. Yeah. I think I'm really impressed with him, especially after his marriage and his having a child. Never saw it in him. I mean, I was worried at some point, like, oh my gosh, is this guy supposed to be a father? And how God just flips that. What a baby does to you is just everything just gets thrown out the window. Oh my gosh. And I have seen him adapt and change and become. And by the way, this is the same comment I should have for each one of you too. But for him, he's always so playful. He has a job that's not so serious. So not having to, but it's been serious because it's been his main source of income. The fact that he can also hold a relationship with a very intelligent woman that is financially sound and can make all these arrangements and have a very healthy child, be healthy, and have a healthy lifestyle. It's something to watch, and be a part of. And I'm just glad I get to be a part of their lives. And I didn't want to talk this much in this episode. I'm not supposed to talk.
So you
I
gotta
want to
talk.
cry and talk.
Yeah, it's the only episode you have.
Yeah. So you better talk. You better talk. It's the only episode you got a chance to say something.
What about next year, Mother's Day?
No, that was all good. Let's go to our rapid fire questions that we do each episode.
Podcast.
Okay. Before we wrap up.
This is
Okay,
a
Mom.
sad
So,
podcast.
hey,
Why?
it's gonna be quick. Okay.
Why? Yeah, I'm gonna write the questions next time. We
Okay.
gotta lighten up this thing.
We do this every episode. It's a rapid fire questions, real quick. Just give me a quick answer without overthinking.
Well, hurry up and say the question.
Okay, here we go. Early mornings or late night?
Both.
Favorite family tradition?
Christmas.
One word that describes motherhood.
Freaking hard.
Something every kid should hear from their mom.
I love you.
And one thing you hope your kids carry with them forever.
Cross.
Amen. That's a good
Oh,
answer.
period.
Right.
Do it to the camera, Dad. Put it
Put it
up.
up, Dad.
Put it up.
Higher.
Put it up.
Caption
up.
that.
Okay.
That's a me.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, Mom, thank you for taking the time to
Oh
share
my
this with
God.
us. This is very special.
I'm gonna make my own Mother's Day questions next time.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, great.
Yep.
I'm gonna host
For
it.
next year.
No,
But-
I'm coming on mid-year just because Jordan is not inviting me until next year.
So next year.
But hey, to all the mothers listening, happy
Oh,
Mother's Day.
yeah.
We appreciate you more than words can say. You guys are the heart and the backbone of each family, and we love you all. And we hope you
And
guys
I'm going to close
enjoy-
this out in prayer.
We hope you guys enjoy your very special day, which should be every day. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers
Yeah,
out there.
Dad.
Happy Mother's Day. Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Okay, Jordan, you can pray. Close this in prayer.
Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this time, for the love that fills our family. And I just want to thank all the moms for their strength and sacrifice and constant care. And thank you especially for our mom and the way she reflects your love in our lives. And even before I knew who God really was, your love felt familiar because of her. Just the way she reflects you is truly captivating. And I learned what true beauty is through her heart and her actions and how she cares for others, just like we're taught in your word. So bless every mother listening and remind them how deeply they are appreciated. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. Thanks again for joining us for this episode of This is 3 for 3. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media platforms. The Daddy Daughter Podcast, where we talk about faith, family, and sports.
She's
Hello.
like a commercial. Okay.
Hopefully he doesn't read a script next time.
Every day, Mom. Every time.